Hugo, Ellie, and Ollie. It's Mama here, and I'm going to read you a new book today. It's called Donald and His Friends. And guess what? On the very first page, there's an inscription, meaning there's writing, and it says Christmas 1990. Love and best wishes to Johnny from Grandma Ruby. So, of course, Johnny's your papa, and Grandma Ruby was our adopted grandma. And Grandma Ruby passed away this year. She died, and guess what? She was 105 years old when she died. She had a very, very good life, and she was a very happy person. We loved her. So I'm going to read you this book that she gave to Papa. Tonight is a very important night for Donald Duck. It's his birthday. He spent the whole day scrubbing and dusting and cleaning his house for the big party he's throwing for his friends. He was so tired after the hard day's work that he lay down on the sofa for a short nap, but instead he fell into a deep sleep. I know that your daddy and Papa clean their house when they have your birthday parties too. Ring, ring, the doorbell rang, but Donald was in the middle of a dream. He thought the doorbell was the telephone ringing, but when he reached over in his dream to pick it up, he slipped off the sofa and fell onto the floor. Ouch, he muttered as he hit the floor. I must have fallen asleep. Dring, dring, the doorbell rang again. Oh no, my guests are here. I haven't cooked dinner yet, he thought in a panic as he went to open the door. Daisy, what a stroke of luck, he said as he opened the door. You must help me. I'm running very late. And me help you? Laughed Daisy. You men are all alike. What do you want me to do? I need help in the kitchen. I haven't even started to cook dinner yet, and I fell asleep, Donald explained. Okay, I will cook dinner, but first you must tell me what you think of my new shoes, said Daisy with a smile. They're very elegant, Daisy, said Donald, admiring. And the gift I brought you? Beautiful, but it's too much, replied Donald. He was very happy to see her. He didn't even necessarily need a gift. He just wanted to see his friends. As Donald unwrapped Daisy's gift, she had given him a wonderful fly swatter. The doorbell rang again. Minnie and Mickey had arrived. Donald led them to the living room. Where's Daisy? Asked Minnie. She told us she would come early. Daisy, stammered Donald. He was too embarrassed to tell Minnie that Daisy was cooking dinner in the kitchen. Dring, dring, the doorbell rang again. Donald left his guest to open the door. What a surprise! Standing in the doorway was a huge present, and this present could even walk and talk. Happy birthday, it said, and Donald recognized the voice. Goofy, he laughed as he undid the wrapping. What a wonderful surprise. I think he could have recognized Goofy by his shoes and his hat, too. Pluto was the fourth guest to arrive. Donald's three nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, heard their friend bark. They ran out of the kitchen where they had been helping Daisy. They couldn't wait to play with him. They reached for Donald's gift, but Pluto wouldn't let them have it. After all, it was Donald's birthday, not theirs. Huey, Dewey, and Louie were disappointed, but everyone started to sing happy birthday to Donald, and they joined the chorus. They had a good laugh. Hadn't Goofy looked funny wrapped up as a gift? Mickey Mouse stepped forward and unwrapped his gift. I wonder why Mickey's unwrapping the gift that he gave to Donald. This is my gift to you, he said as he pulled a handsome top hat out of the box. Something you can wear to a grand ball. Donald didn't know what to say, but Daisy, who overheard Mickey from the kitchen, popped her head out the door and said with a smile, A grand ball, Mickey, what a wonderful idea. Donald wasn't so sure. Oh, he looks like his Uncle Scrooge when he puts that hat on. Come on, Uncle Donald, try it on, shouted his nephews impatiently. Yes, Donald, put it on, seconded Daisy with a twinkle in her eye. Show us how handsome you are. Donald obliged. As he placed the hat on his head, a stream of sparkling light and golden stars trickled out of it. A magician's hat! A magician's hat! Shouted the nephews. Mickey told them to quiet down. Listen, he whispered. Everyone hushed. From inside the hat came a faint and faraway voice. Mr. Rabbit, where are you going so fast? Said the voice. Donald flipped the hat over. Alice in Wonderland, he exclaimed. Everybody rushed over and took a peek. What is she looking for? Asked Louis. She's after the white rabbit, explained Dewey. Will she catch him? Of course she will, replied Dewey, but only after she meets with the Cheshire Cat and the March Hare and the terrible Queen of Hearts in the Kingdom of Cards. What a birthday this is, said Donald, delighted. You haven't seen anything yet, said Mickey, watching his friend hold his head in amazement. The resonant sound of cymbals filled the room and was followed by a gentle tune played on a harp. Out of the hat came Merlin, holding his magic wand in one hand and his wizard's cap in place with the other. Peter Pan was next, and Huey exclaimed, It's a good thing he didn't bring that awful Captain Hook and his crocodile with him. Merlin raised his magic wand and whispered his very ancient magical formula. Abracadabras, abracadabra, abracadabri, abracadabro. Immediately, a huge present appeared. Donald couldn't wait to open this present. It was huge. Out of the box came the biggest birthday cake he had ever seen. His little nephews jumped up and down with anticipation. The whole room filled with applause. Donald did not know how to thank Merlin for his thoughtfulness. Don't think about thanking me now, advised the wizard with a smile. This is only the beginning. What else does he have planned? Oh, abracadabras, abracadabra, abracadabri, abracadabro, whispered Merlin. Oh, sorry, I should have whispered that, whispered Merlin again. The cake grew even larger. Then a piece of chocolate broke off and a door appeared. The door opened and Snow White and the 7 dwarfs stepped out. Each greeted Donald with a present. Wow, this is some party. Oh, who's that, Ellie? Is that Cinderella? Before Donald could finish thanking his unexpected guests, the cake grew again. It took the shape of a magical castle. Its walls were made of caramel and its towers of chocolate. It's Cinderella's castle, exclaimed one of the guests. Cinderella came forward and offered Donald a pumpkin. She's making fun of him, giggled Louis. But the pumpkin turned into a sports car when Donald put it on the floor. Huey, Dewey, and Louie couldn't believe their eyes. Don't look so surprised, teased Cinderella, and to Donald she said, Come on, get behind the wheel. Donald jumped into the car. Who wants to go for a ride? He called out. Me, shouted Huey. Me too, yelled Dewey. And me too, cried Louie, afraid he'd be left out. Everyone went for a ride in Donald's sports car. Merlin had no more tricks up his sleeve, so Mickey sent them back into the hat. Goodbye, Peter Pan, said Louie. Will you come back for my birthday? Yes, I will, promised Peter Pan as he disappeared into the hat. Dring, dring, the doorbell rang. Who could be coming late? Wondered Donald. Uncle Scrooge. I did not expect you to come, said Donald, surprised. He must have smelled the food, giggled Daisy, and he said to himself, I'll go and have a free dinner, said Minnie, laughing. But Uncle Scrooge said instead with a sob, I was just the victim of a robbery. A robbery? Cried Donald in disbelief. Yes, a most horrible robbery, insisted Uncle Scrooge. If only I had not bought you that beautiful present. What beautiful present? Asked Donald. The one I bought you, of course, said Uncle Scrooge, annoyed. I was on my way here carrying your present when a robber jumped on top of you and ran away with my present, finished Donald, who did not believe this tale of misery. If you search your pocket, teased Donald, you might find a little piece of it. Uncle Scrooge searched his pockets in vain. Uncle Scrooge, you've got such bad luck, said everyone tongue-in-cheek. Since you lost my present, Uncle Scrooge, take this one, said Donald. Uncle Scrooge realized that they were making fun of him and he flew into a rage. "Is this how you treat me?" he shouted. "And to think I have been so generous to you." Everyone burst out laughing. Uncle Scrooge isn't very generous, is he? Uncle Scrooge was livid. He threw whatever he could get his hands on at Donald, but Donald ducked and the presents, books, and lamps. Telephone hit. Medusa, Madame Mim, Cruella de Vil, and Maleficent. The witches had come when they heard that Merlin, Cinderella, and Snow White had been invited to the party. They had hid in the dark corner of the room, but now they were discovered. So they left as fast as they could, to everyone's delight. But the last object Uncle Scrooge hurled across the room knocked Goofy over. He was very surprised and he worried that something else would hit him as well. But instead, a beautiful and soothing music filled the room. Even Uncle Scrooge forgot his anger and listened to the music. "Oh, thank you, Happy, for your cheerful music," said Goofy, relieved. "Thank you, Bashful, for the sweet sound of your guitar. And thank you, Sneezy and Doc, for the trumpet and cymbals." The 7 dwarves were welcomed with a round of applause. For once, Sleepy was wide awake, pulling an organ on wheels, while Grumpy was at the keyboard in a good mood. He must like playing music. "Would you care to dance?" Donald asked the beautiful Snow White. "I would love to," replied Snow White. Donald blushed with delight. For one dance, he would be Prince Charming. Clarabelle and Goofy preferred the tango. To the sound of Dopey's accordion, they paced the floor and twirled and paced the floor again. When the dance was over, they received a hearty applause. They must have been good dancers. Huey, Dewey, and Louie were a little too young to enjoy the tango, so while Clarabelle and Goofy stole the show, they slipped down to the basement. "Over there," said Louie, pointing to an electrical box on the wall. He climbed on top of Dewey and opened it. They started to giggle. With one flick of the switch, everyone upstairs would be in the dark. When the lights went off, Donald was so surprised he did not know what to say. He had no time to scold his 3 nephews because the instant they returned to the room, the show began. "Take your seats," giggled Dewey. "It's showtime." So it must be a little movie about Goofy. "Pluto!" shouted the audience when the brave dog appeared on the screen. He was sleeping peacefully, but a slow and suspenseful music foretold a future mishap. A crow stood in front of Pluto and yelled at the top of his lungs, "Wake up! You lazy dog, wake up! I dare you to catch me!" Pluto woke up with a start. "Arr," he rumbled. Pluto leapt up and the chase began. The audience was delighted. "Go, Pluto, go!" they cheered. Pluto went for the crow's tail, but just as he was about to catch it, the bird slipped into the house. Pluto followed him into the house while the audience laughed. "Faster, faster!" Inside the house, a big surprise awaited Pluto. Mickey was holding a huge birthday cake in his hands. "Happy birthday, Pluto," sang his friends as he skidded to a stop. "Don't look so surprised," teased Minnie. "Some crows are nice." Pluto thought it was kind of everyone to give him a cake, but it really was Donald's birthday. Yes, it is indeed Donald's birthday today," said a voice from the back of the room. The lights were turned on. "Gladstone Gander!" exclaimed Donald. "In the flesh," said Gladstone, dressed to the hilt. He pointed to a huge present next to him and said, "My dear Donald, this is a very small gift for you. I hope it suits you." You hope it suits me?" asked Donald, not understanding. "Yes, I hope it suits you, or pleases you, to put it plainly. In any case, I am sure that I am better at choosing gifts than our Uncle Scrooge," he continued. "Just imagine, he gave me an hourglass for my birthday." Donald and his friends listened carefully. They knew better than to interrupt Gladstone. Uncle Scrooge had meanwhile very quietly slipped under the table. "An hourglass?" repeated Donald, not believing his ears. "An hourglass. insisted Gladstone. An hourglass. Which furthermore wouldn't work because the sand was so coarse it could not pass through the opening. Oh, that little rascal, said Donald with a chuckle. Indeed, he is a rascal, continued Gladstone, but I had my revenge. A week after he gave me this useless gift, I called him on the telephone. Hello, Uncle Scrooge, he said. This is Gladstone calling to thank you for your marvelous gift. Since I've had it, my arthritis has disappeared. I won a whole new wardrobe, and my old Aunt Adele died and left me a castle in Spain, a few summer houses by the sea, and $3 million. Your gift sure is a lucky charm, Uncle Scrooge. Thank you very much. The following day, Gladstone went on, Uncle Scrooge came to see me. He wanted his gift back. He was even willing to part with a few of his beloved greenbacks. That's money. Gladstone started to laugh. I gave him back the hourglass. The next day Uncle Scrooge called me. He was very upset. The night before he had been robbed. Tongue in cheek, I asked him, did they leave the good luck charm behind? That's all they left me, cried Uncle Scrooge. I will get rid of this thing this very minute. With that, he hung up on me. Just as Gladstone finished his story, the doorbell rang again. Donald excused himself and went to open the door. Chip and Dale, how nice to see you. How nice of you to remember my birthday, he said to his two friends at the door. Come on in. Look, Uncle Scrooge, they found your stolen present, said Donald as he read the calling card. You did buy me a gift. Uncle Scrooge came out from under the table and blushed a deep red. Oh, Donald opened the box and pulled out the hourglass. Everyone in the room, except Uncle Scrooge, broke into laughter. What's so funny, he asked. But no one heard him. They were laughing too hard. Yeah, because Uncle Scrooge got rid of he re-gifted a gift that he didn't want. Re-gifting's okay sometimes, but not when it's not a nice gift. Donald called his friends to the dining room. Daisy had cooked a delicious meal. After the dessert, he climbed on top of the table and announced, My friends, you have all been so good to me. Please follow me to the garden where the grand finale awaits us. Oh, what's that? Everyone followed him outside. Donald stepped up to a detonator and said, Now, stay still and keep your eyes open because you're about to see the greatest show ever. Donald pushed down the lever and boom, a million fireworks lit up the sky and trickled down like stars. Oh, they gasped, all but one individual who cried out for help. Oh no. Goofy called Donald as his friend ran around the garden with his pants smoking. Goofy, sit on the wet grass. Goofy followed his friend's advice and sighed with relief. The party came to an end, and though everyone was a little sad that the fun was over, they had all enjoyed themselves. Even Goofy, who had lost his pants to the fireworks, was laughing. See you all next year, he called out to Donald and his friends as he left. Those are some pretty impressive gotchis, hey? There, and Donald was very happy. He had a very good party. So I have a story for you about Grandpa Bruce. So this is my dad and your great-grandpa, who was married to Gigi Mama. So when he was young, he was at a state fair, and they were having their fireworks display. And somehow Grandpa Bruce, I think he was about 10 years old, got some fireworks, and they were in his pocket. And someone he knew, well, another little boy, I think around his same age, lit those firecrackers while they were in his pocket. And Grandpa Bruce ran like Goofy did, ran around in circles, and all the adults tried to catch him, and finally they caught him. And Grandpa Bruce had on his leg scars from the fireworks, and he had to get a skin graft from his other leg onto his where his leg was burnt, and so he healed up and he was okay, but he was very scared when that happened. But he had scars for his whole life in the shape of a pocket on his leg. So that can happen, things like that. So you got to be kind of careful around fireworks because they're pretty serious stuff. Anyways, I love you. Mwah. I miss you. I hope to see you soon.